Ellie, what are you doing crawling all over all of my machines? Huh? Trying to be a circus cat? Or cat silver? Viper kitty? What are you trying to do?
I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans.
Alright, what is this? Gamatron episode 12? Well, let's just keep the ball rolling, as they say. So I just went hunting for some sound ribbon cables and installed those into the MPU and the soundboard just to get an idea of where approximately I want to mount this thing. Leave some space for a knocker if I want to go through the trouble of reinstalling that. I'm not sure that I will, but I'm going to leave that option open. I'm not going to, like I guess on Flight 2000, maybe there is no knocker. There's definitely not one in the head. And on Flight 2000, you got your soundboard, which goes right up here, and then you got the speech board, which goes down there. So I'm guessing that's why they didn't put a knocker in Flight 2000, unless it's in the cabinet. Yes, dear. You want to be the star of the show, I know. Why don't you just hang out in my chair for a bit while I work away? All right, you do your thing. So, like Flight 2000 has speech. Gamatron does not have speech, so I guess that's why I don't need the soundboard. Although I heard about a custom ROM where instead, like, it adds the word Gamatron into the gameplay instead of blast off or something when you start multi-ball. So I'm not completely sure why I don't need the speech board, but I guess I don't. So we're just going with the soundboard. And also, this connector that goes to the speaker and the sound pot, where did that connector go? Here. This looks as though it might plug right into there just perfectly. Is that true? Yeah. I'm guessing that's where that goes. And then I got to figure out what connects to this connector. And then I got to figure out a way to mount this, because there's supposed to be a couple brackets on the side that have standoffs. So I got to figure that out. So that's just sort of temporarily hanging there. But then I got looking at these wires, and I discovered something interesting. So here are the schematics. Check this out. So this red wire, I traced it back. Wait, no. This red wire, it's thick. Trace that back, it goes to J2 pin 1. So we look at solenoid driver, J2 pin 1. It says 10, which is red. And look at this, right flipper switch. And then this blue one goes to J2 pin 2, left flipper switch. Then we've got, hope I'm not making you too dizzy. Maybe I should zoom out. Maybe that'll make it a little better. Red, yellow wire. So red, yellow is 1, 3. And, or is it 3, 1? 3, 1, which is pin 7. Oh, that's blurry. Check that out. Test switch return. So in the previous episode, my flippers weren't working. My test switch was not working. Looky here. Yellow, red. Oh, I said red, yellow. That's why. It's 31 and not 13. So those three things should work once I tie these to here. And then the last thing, which is a straight up yellow white, which is in the very next pin. So what is that, 8, pin 8? That is coin lockout 3/6, which is yellow brown. So I don't really care about the lockout switch, which is this guy here, this solenoid. I think it means that, how does it work again? It will not allow you to put in quarters if you're in the middle of a game or something, I forget. At some point this activates. Never used it. It just kind of rattles and makes noise. I usually disable it. So I may not connect that. But I'm going to connect these 3 guys at the very least. And that should get those things back up and running. So I got to figure out the best way to do that. Probably want to make a little connector. And I don't know, the less wires that are hanging around, the better. So maybe I will connect this just so it just doesn't look so messy. And then I can disable it by cutting the yellow-brown wire at this end. That'll look a little tidier. So I think I'm going to figure out something with that, and then we'll give it a test. Okay, it's actually been a few days since the last little clip I took where I was working on these wires in the back box here. So I just addressed them, and this is how I did it. I added these style terminals, a couple females there, and then a couple males on this end. And these are like, what, 0.93 or something, some weird size. I could go get it, but, well, I pulled them out of this bag, actually. So whatever size this is, it's not labeled. I just acquired this bag at some point in time, and I do have those somewhere. What does this say? It's like 3 sizes that I have here. This is your 0.93. Look at that. I got that right. Then I think there's 0.84, which I think is inches, right? And 0.62. So these are the small guys. So I used the big guys, the big wires, and I used the small guy for the small wire. And like I mentioned in the last clip, this extra wire here, I just zip tied because that's for the interlock coil, apparently, and I don't care for it. And it's less connections to deal with in the back box. So, as you can see, I just added some shrink tube here, and I'm gonna need another hand. I haven't really tested this process yet to see how it works, so let's connect it, slide over my shrink tube, and see if it looks like it's a good solution. Okay, the camera's kind of far away, but I got it zoomed in, so I'll try and stay in the frame here. Let's see if this looks like it's going to be a good solution. Oh man, I slid the insulation over the little burrs, so now I gotta squeeze the burrs back in. Connect like so. Okay, and then slide that over. I think I'm gonna like it. Ooh, I need a little more slack on this guy. Connect and slide. Connect this guy. Look at that. Let's bring the camera a little closer here, show you how this looks. Looks pretty damn tidy. I was trying to look at adding a couple little 2-pin connectors or a 4-pin connector, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I was thinking that, oh, you know what? I can just hardwire these together and solder them and shrink tube them. But then I did follow the wires, and I realized that I believe if I did that, I wouldn't be able to actually separate the head and the body. Kevin cut these for a reason when he restored it. So I traced the wires back, and yeah, they needed to be disconnectable. So I like that solution. Nothing should short out, and for a future owner, it's pretty obvious how to reconnect everything. Just color code everything. So now we think we should have the flippers and the diagnostic button. So let's power everything on and test that.
Hey, fellow Shenaniganders. If you are enjoying what you are seeing, why don't you click on these three dots at the bottom of any video and then find this heart, click on that, and hey, look at this. You can buy me a beer. You can use the slider to buy me 500 beers if you really like, but this is a way you can send thanks, and I very much appreciate your support. If you do so, your comment will be highlighted, and also I will give you a shout out. So thank you for all your support.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm always unplugging this just to be safe, in case Ellie's buzzing around in here, and just extra precaution. Why not? Okay, there we go. Now, I'm pretty sure I did not tighten these flipper bats yet, so they may flip, but the bats may start moving on me. Oh, also, I ordered brand new blue pop bumper cap. This one's not horrible, but it's pretty bad actually. Really scratched. Could maybe throw that in the ultrasonic cleaner, but no, I don't think that'll clean up. So I got a new blue cap coming, and blue flipper rubbers coming. I think that's it. Oh, you know what I didn't mention? Displays. Check it out. From my buddy Mitch Ayers. I've got the box. Okay, so this is a Canadian guy, Steve Ridgely, who makes these displays in Canada. Because when I first looked them up, I was like, oh yeah, these are this particular manufacturer. I forget what it was now, because they looked identical. I was like, okay, well, it looks like they got good reviews, so should be good. Mitch said he's actually used 3 or 4 sets of these so far and had no trouble, but oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty. So I guess this is the Canadian version of the US manufacturer, which I could not find online, but see how sleek these are? You don't have the L shape. You get the board on the bottom, the display on the top. This literally just gonna flush mount, and I can adjust the height. I can go left and right. I can really center these. It's got the foam, which is nice, and then just connect this right in the back. Bob's your uncle. So I've got my displays in, and is it? What about the credit display? I wonder if that's 7 digits as well, or if that's a 6-digit. Let me check on that. Okay, check it out. It is in fact a 6-digit display for the credit display, which is perfect. And I paid all in $300 delivered to my front door. Looks like we have some sort of spacers or something. I'm not sure what that is. Now, I don't know if this guy is still doing these boards or not, but this is the info. Steve Ridgely, president. And there is a website. I can't really read that. Let's zoom in a little bit more. ZEES Zboards.com. So I'm gonna have to check that out and see if this guy's still selling these, because sounds like it is a very reasonable price. I don't know if Mitch took a hit on these or sold for exactly what he paid or made a couple bucks. I have no idea. But anyway, I've got displays. All right, I found it. It's actually Zeb's boards. I tried Z's boards at first, and it wasn't available. Then I had to take the friggin' magnifying glass to the card to see that that is a ZEBS. But all good things must come to an end. Thanks for an interesting 15 years, Zeb. So looks like he is no longer available. Quick side note, I got a frame for the diamond art thing my mother did, and it looks pretty cool. It is, if you don't know, about 10 million little tiny friggin' beads that my mother put together over the course of 1,000 years. But there it is, it's framed, good to go. All right, enough shenanigans. Let's hit the start button. We're alive. All right. Okay, here we go. Zoom out so we can see. Left flipper in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Hey, I don't remember aligning these, but they look pretty darn aligned, don't they? And flipper's not drifting on me either. Okay, so wheat. Now, right flipper. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, feels really good. Are they aligned? Yeah, fairly aligned. So what I haven't done yet is replace these lane guides. Now, I noticed that there is some tool marks on these rails here and over here as well. See that? So I think someone very intentionally tried to manipulate these to do whatever they wanted them to do. If you're trying to reduce ball hop, I wouldn't think adding a ramp in the middle would help solve that, so I don't know what they were doing. But I'm going to be stealing these guys, which are perfect. And look at that, no biggie. I can pop that out, clean them up, do the swap. All right, next thing we want to test is diagnostic button. Uh-oh, what happened? Did some wire touch something? I just lost my #1 display. Did this? Oh, I have the soundboard also plugged in. I don't know if that's causing a problem, but I literally just lost my player 1 display. So I need to probably, oh, let's power it off and on. That's the thing about having all these wires hanging everywhere. Now the MPU is not booting. Oopsies, what did I do? Do I smell any smoke? Smell any electronics? Okay, what the F happened? I have to investigate. I'll be back. Okay, so for whatever reason, my 4 amp fuse blew the 12 volt line. So did my BR2 go bad spontaneously? That is a F3 fuse right here. You can see 4 amp underneath it. So I have replaced it. Let's see if that gets us back in action. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it blows again. All right, looks like we might be back in business. Oh, because the ball is not here, it's gonna be looking for it. Okay, all right. It did appear as though me kind of closing the door here caused that. So let's not do that this time. Okay, let's try this again. Diagnostic button. Ready? And look, our displays are happy again too. Okay. Hey! Oh, that's the everything test. Let's hit it again. This should just be lamp test. Alright, diagnostic button works, and now I can really isolate all my bulbs and solenoids and switches. Got a whole lot of bulbs not working. Like, why are these guys not working? This guy, we got 3 of these not working and 1 little flaky. This lock, 2 blue lights, this red light, this light here. So I'm hoping for the most part it's just flaky sockets, which I can fix. Pop bumper light looks good. And general illumination. Oh wait, we got one guy right here. But the rest appear to be pretty good. Maybe just one GI bulb not working. Oh shit, don't do that. Okay, that's good stuff. What's the next test? Displays. So I've got 2 good displays and 1 with 2 digits out, which I should be able to fix. Next test. Solenoids. That was weird. That sounded a little better. Oh, that drop target fell back down. Don't love that. Okay, let's move on. I more or less just wanted to test the diagnostic button and check out the lights. But now let's head back to the back box, and I think the next thing I want to do is try and address back box lighting. Okay, I've done a little research. I went to the Bobby Orr's Power Play Club on Pinside, and then I clicked on this is a really valuable resource. If you don't use this, then you should. Let me show you how I get there. So you go to your machine that you're researching, and then click on View Topic Image Gallery, and then you can see all the photos that people have posted in the thread. And if you're lucky, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Let's try and zoom in on this. Yeah, this is perfect. So my back box is a Bobby Orr, and my wiring is completely hacked. So I can use this as a reference to unhackify things. So let's take you over to the schematics. Okay, so this is that back box connector on the power supply, the big one, J3. And you can see here that pin 1 is general illumination return, pin 2 is general illumination return, and then pin 10 is general illumination bus, and pin 11 is general illumination bus. So there are basically 4 wires coming out of this connector. Well, one's going out and one's coming back, one's going out, one's coming back. So we got those 4 wires to go into the back box. And also you can check the color on them by using the color code here. So 10 is, where's the color code chart? Oh, it might be on a different page. But anyway, we know that the colors are, I believe, red, green, orange. But yeah, that's how you find out what colors they are as well. So you can get that information that way. Okay, I'll show you here. The general illumination wires are usually the thickest ones, so have a look right about here. that is two of them, the orange and the red. And at the very end, pin 1 and 2, you got the green and white. And they often get very hot with all the incandescent bulbs being on for hours at a time, and that's why the housing is burnt there, and that's why this red wire, if you saw in the previous video, was very burnt and was literally just kind of falling out of the connector. I'm guessing that is why this red wire exists, potentially, because that wire wasn't making good contact. They added this wire, added the fuse, and then brought this all the way around and tapped in over here. And then this is the return. So the idea is to get rid of all that. So now we got to find out where those wires come onto this Bobby Orr back box. And I can see that there's a red wire there, I believe. And on the other side of that socket is the other wire. And then here we go. We've got the orange and green, I believe, coming in on this socket. So right above this bottom display and right above this credit display is where we got to be looking. Okay, so on my back box, you can see the red and white wires here. They're coming in from up here, but they are connected. And then this general illumination starts at this socket, it goes to this socket, and then it's cut. That's it. Don't go anywhere else. So we can go check the photo, and we can see that, yes, it is supposed to connect to these sockets and then go up. So yeah, I got a break here and here. And then looks like they added these wires. So this should technically be responsible for all of these lights up here and to the end. So in theory, if I remove this and this, remove this and this, connect this and this, or I could move these from here over to there, then that one complete strand should work. And then here's the other thing I found. In terms of the orange and green, they start here, they come here, they go down. I think they end up in this connector, yeah. Then they come up here, and then you can see them start to peek their head out around this corner here. Orange and green. They come up around. Here's orange and green here. And they're supposed to go to this socket, right? Well, look what I found here. There's the end of the orange wire. And there's the end of the green wire. So that is kind of good news that I found that and it exists, and feel confident that I can remedy that. So got some unhacking to be doing, and I'll start with that. Okay, here's a little progress update. I extended the green and orange wires, I soldered them, shrink tubed them, and then I connected them where they belong. And then this strand of general illumination goes around, up and down, and then these wires were here. I cut them, and I reconnected these guys, and then it goes to here. So that is the bottom strand, and I'll work on the top strand after, but I'm guessing the reason there are two strands is that so there's not so many bulbs on the same line, which makes the line very hot. Connectors burn up, housings burn up. So I'm guessing that's why they did that. And possibly the way that they tried to, I don't know, perhaps tie all the general illumination into one strand. Maybe that's why they had some, you know, burned up connectors and fuse clips and all this crap, you know. So maybe they overloaded the general illumination line. So I am going to try and bring that all back to original. So now that we have one line resolved, let's turn on the machine and see if we get some bulbs. Oh yeah, this connector here doesn't use, it's got like, what, 9 pins, and on some machines they don't use the 9th pin, so you can see that 1 pin hanging out the right there. That is okay for this. I've struggled with that the first time I encountered, like, why is this happening? I've got a connector, but I got too many header pins, so I've learned that lesson already. All right, let's turn on the machine and see what happens here. Okay, I don't know if, hey, look at that. First signs of backbox lighting life. That is awesome. So, I don't know which bulb. Oh, look at that. Let's see, this should be on the same line. Boom. All right, cool. We got, hey, ball walker, will you just chill out? Thank you. We got 1 line resolved. That is awesome. I'll move on to the next. All right, I hear the star of the show. Hey, there you are, Ellie. How are you? What are you doing today? Just doing your rounds? You like the new mat, don't you? Yeah, thought so. Okay, well, you have yourself a good day. We'll see you later. You gonna go onto your perch? All right. Sounds like it's raining outside. So, you go watch the rain, Ellie. Okay, so I've got strand number 2 connected. It comes in here, and then I just reconnected this, and that goes around like this. Everything else appears to be intact. And then if this works, I can snip these 2 guys, get rid of this, and this, and this, which is hardwired to the back lug of the transformer. I don't think I have any bulbs in the top section, but let's turn it on for starters and see. Okay, yeah, I don't have any bulbs in there. This is kind of tricky to do. Oh, I don't want to close the door. We know what happened last time. I need bulbs. Let's go to my bulb bin. I've got a few here. I sold like 5 3-pound bags of used bulbs. I had a lot over the years. I've accumulated. All right, let's see if I just push it in. Look at that. Oh, is that on the lower section? This is really awkward to do. I think I'm gonna just put you on hold for a second. All right, check it out. We have light. That's very satisfying. These sockets are garbage though. Like, you just touch the bulb and... So I'm gonna take my Dremel to every single one of these, and then I'm going to LED them. Are you having fun watching the rain, Ellie? All right, this part's going to be satisfying, so I thought that you might want to come along for the ride here. Get rid of these hacks once and for all. Let's snip this guy. Snip this guy. Get rid of this. Be careful where I'm dropping my tools. I'm going to break my speaker. Get rid of this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And the grand finale. hardwired wiring transformer. Bye-bye. Much better. By the way, I don't know that I mentioned this, but this was kind of a surprise. I went with the cool white / natural white for general illumination. And I think it looks real good instead of the warm white. And we have success. All general illumination is working in the back box, so I'm gonna have to figure out the controlled lamps, the game over, the tilt, the shoot again, etc. Oh, hi Ellie. Are you done up there? Wow, you're really vocal. What can I do for you? We're not going outside, you silly. She did just get a new harness today. And we're gonna try and, like, you know, put a stake in the ground and then tie her to it and let her run around without escaping, because she's a little escape artist. But yeah, so let's check out, where is all of the game over and stuff. Here we go. Okay, so game over, tilt, and same player shoot again. So we just have 3 controlled lamps I have to figure out. Okay. But wait, what is all of this stuff here? Is that? Oh, that's just art. It kind of looked like a window. Yeah, okay. So I just have to figure out 3 controlled lamps, it looks like. So that shouldn't be too difficult. I think maybe I should just take care of that now. Maybe it's already done. Because there's definitely been some stuff going on here. And then I noticed another wire. Where was it? Right here. So there would have been some controlled lamps for Bobby Orr here. I don't see much of anything connected down here except this guy, and this guy, and this guy. And this looks like this was after the fact. So maybe those guys actually work. So I'll put a bulb in those 3 sockets, and then we'll do a lamp test. Okay, I popped in a few bulbs. Oh, I got my headlamp on. And there was still 4 incandescent bulbs in there. Remove those. So let's go into lamp test here. Next. So, those are not working. I guess I will have to dig a little deeper. Also, it's probably safe to go ahead and remove these sockets, because I think the next thing I want to do, and that will probably be a good way to end this episode, is to install the displays. So I'll see what's going on with those controlled lamps first and see if I can figure that out. Okay, so I've been working on these controlled lamps for a bit, and well, it was throwing me for a loop because they were definitely not working in lamp test. So I did find the instructions. Where are they again? One moment. Okay, here it was. I mean, at first, I don't know if you remember, but there was some wires coming out of here and some wires hanging out of the connector. So I was just like, okay, well, should just plug them in and they should work. But they didn't. But the instructions say, find the loose wires that have the following colors: gray, white, gray, black, gray, red. Then go to the lamp driver assembly, connector J2. Find the following wires: the wire at pin 11, 10, and pin 21. Remove each wire with the pins one at a time and plug them into the loose wires as follows. So it tells you how to do it, and then it says disregard the remaining 2 wires. So now I know that don't need to worry about these guys. So I plug them in, I think, properly. And so I turn the game off and back on and check it out. You cannot see that. It is extremely dim and flickery. That light is working. It is the game over light right there. But yeah, so these lights don't work in the lamp test for whatever reason. So maybe I'll start a game and try and tilt it. Let's do that. And we can test the tilt light. All right, here we go. Am I in tilt? Hey, I got 500 points. Some switch is loose. Oh wait, these are very barely ghosting. Am I in tilt though? Yeah, I would say so. Okay, well, doesn't really look like that worked. And then gotta figure out how to get an extra ball to test the other one. So I don't know. I think I'm making progress, but I don't really know. Okay, so nothing I am trying is working. I snugged these in as tight as I could go. I tried to swap to incandescent bulbs. I tried to, well, with an incandescent bulb. Oh, I can't start a game now? What happened? Oh, I'm in lamp test. Okay, back in attract mode. So, start a game. And then I tilt. I get the faintest bit of light. I can't get the game over light to work anymore. And I tried to figure out how to light the chute again, but could not figure that out either. So I am going to take a break, grab some food, and then come back and reassess. Okay, I'm back from dinner break, and I made a post on the Pinball Repair Help Group to see if anybody has any suggestions on how to get this thing running. Do I need to hardwire these or make better connections? Do I need to repin this? I can't imagine it's 3 bad SCRs on the lamp driver, so something just ain't adding up. In the meanwhile, I am going to work on displays. I did deem that this one display is in fact dead, so that is basically good for parts, and I will mark these 2 as good and this one as missing 2 digits, and I am going to proceed to install one of these displays and see what it looks like. Okay, so I have the original plasma displays removed. Then I removed these lamp sockets to light up the false 0. Removed the display bracket, and then went to plug in the display to find that there is an extra space there on the original connector with a red wire. It goes to pin 1, but you can see on the display board there, it says pin 1, and then there's like a white dot. So I'm just guessing it's not used. I kind of looked at the schematic and just very inconclusive because I don't really know what I'm doing. So if this works, then I will continue on. This is a 6-digit game, so if it works, only 6 digits will work. Oh, and I did remove the fuse on the solenoid driver for the high voltage. So this is exciting. Let's see what happens. Gotta let the machine boot up. Looks like it's doing things. Oh, let's make the ball walker happy. Give me a track mode, and hey, it worked. That is awesome. Oh, it's a little flickery on the display, but in real life, it really looks beautiful. And there's an adjustment there for brightness, which is a bonus. So, all right, that is awesome. I'm gonna just screw this in, and then maybe we'll throw in the back glass just to see what it looks like. Plus, I'm gonna have to do that to make sure all the displays are properly aligned. So, all right, let's do that. Okay, this is a bit of a momentous occasion, sticking in the back glass with GI working and one display. So, thought I would share this moment with y'all. It fits kind of flimsily. Let's turn off this light. And maybe turn off this light. Yeah, all right. For the first time. And let's turn off this light. We're gonna see what this thing looks like with some lights and a display. There's the lights. It's looking pretty good. And there's the display. I wonder if I even really need the red film. You know, like, maybe it will look just as good, if not better, without it. But it's definitely not aligned very well. It needs to go down. And yeah, I do require these little blackouts, which are missing on the other displays. So that is part of the steps required for 7 digits. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I may possibly add some more lighting for general illumination. It does say to turn all the unused controlled lamps into GI, and I might just do that, but that is looking pretty darn good. So I'll continue on with the displays and try and get them all going. Okay, I've got all these dry fit. I installed 3 of them, and then I remembered that there are these spacers. You got short spacers and tall spacers. So just to bring the displays a little closer to the back glass, and it does look better because this was the first one I added the spacers to, and it's definitely a little more snug and it does look better. You don't want a big giant gap in between. So I've got spacer just dry fit there, but not here. I'm going to have to align everything, of course, and then I'm going to have to add a wire to the 4 displays that are 7-digit to get them to actually work. But let's just pop in the back glass and see what it kind of looks like for now. Okay, here we go. I think things are going to be very not aligned, but look at that. They all work though. That's not too bad. Just a few adjustments. They all seem a little high, but I can just drill new holes, lower these displays, center them. The reason I didn't start centering things yet is because I need 4 of these blackouts, and I need to put them all in the exact same spot on each display, and then I can center from there. I don't want to just go based off of that and then, you know, add on different blackouts, and then they might be a little bit wider or not aligned exactly the same. So I think I gotta install the blackouts first and then do the left and right alignment. For now, I can do up and down. And let's check out the difference here. Which one had the spacers? This one did, right? I guess it's hard to tell. This one did not have the spacer. So it's a little further away from the plexi. Honestly, can't really tell, but I'm going to use the spacers anyway. Okay, here is a progress update. So I lowered all the displays, only to find that I had lowered them too much. So now I'm raising the displays. Hi, Ellie. Back up just a 16th. So player 1 is done, and that is aligned beautifully. Player 2, same thing. That is perfect. Credit display, I'm happy with that. And what I just realized is that the credit display is actually missing the red film. So if you look here, you can see this is not aligned, it needs to go up, and there's a bit of a buckle in the red film at the top there, and I don't like that. But I don't mind this at all, this clear window. There's like some dust in between, I think, as well. So I think there's all kinds of crud back there. I think that's in between the windows. You know, the back glass and the film. I think I'm going to go ahead and tear off all of the red film. And if I find that it is intolerable, then I actually believe maybe somewhere I have some new film that I could apply. Oh, what do we got here? No, but I do think I have some somewhere, and get rid of all this crusty film. So 2 more displays to go, and then I'll have to do my left and right alignment. One of these displays is not like the other. This one's real cockeyed, but the others are like perfect. Okay, vertical display alignment is finished, and I am very happy with how that turned out. And with the spacers, things are looking good. So I think I am going to go ahead and remove the red films, but I have to be very careful to not lose any artwork. And then I think I have some of these blackouts on the secondary back glass that I can use. Like I said, if I really find that I need to put these films back in, I will go with new stuff, because these are warped and it kind of messes with the look of the displays. Then I'll clean up these windows, then we'll put it back in and see what it looks like. Actually, I'll probably have these blackouts installed too by then. Well, I had to remove this bezel, by the way. Did it very elegantly with these channel locks that were handy. Mashed it into many pieces, and I got sawdust everywhere from drilling holes. So I finally spent some time to clean the cabinet and get rid of all the tools. This was becoming my tool box, and I couldn't take it anymore, so cleaned all that up. And the deed is done. All this is now garbage. This blackout has a bit of scratching on it, but I'll go check the other back glass. Let's see, it's right here. So I'm going to steal those guys. They look like much better shape. Maybe original. Maybe these guys are just, I don't know what the heck these are from, but Yeah, so I'm going to clean up these windows. Look at all this. This is going to look so much better, I think. I think I've seen a Gamatron with blue LED displays too, which meant or means that they would have also had to remove these. So I don't feel too sad about it. So I'm going to carry on. Okay, back glass is installed without the red film. Let's take a close look here. That looks really good to me. I cleaned the windows with some Windex. So now I know exactly where I need to install the blackouts. I've lined all of the foam just like about 1/8 of an inch. You can see just 1/8 of an inch of it. And that is looking beautiful. That guy moved over a little bit to the left. And this guy I had to adjust a little bit too. But looks real nice. Oh, the other thing I did was just the way the back box is sitting. The foam here was actually touching the back glass. So I took out the long spacers and I put in the short spacers just on that window. And it is like perfectly comfortable now. They all are. Okay, let's turn it on. See what it looks like without the red film. I think I ain't going to hate it. I think I actually like it better. The red film kind of just dulled the displays a bit. Look how beautifully aligned and nice these LEDs are. It's just good job, me. I'm patting myself on the back on this one. So now I have to install some blackouts. Do I need any more left to right adjustment? No, I think I'm good. And then I've got to add in a wire to enable the last or first digit, the millionth digit. So the millions digit, that's the one. And then that is probably going to be where I'm going to end, because this is probably like an hour-long episode. And you're used to these half-an-hour episodes, so. But I've been down here in the basement for probably 7 hours, so I'm trying to condense it all into a reasonably timed episode. So almost there. Okay, time to do the wiring for the 7th digit. It's pretty straightforward. I did it on my Quicksilver, so I've got some experience. So this is what, the J1 connector on the MPU, and it even says right on the Weebly board here, pin 7 is digit 7. So just got to add a wire. We got a spot right here for it. That's pin 7. And then I've got to loop around, and looks like I probably am going to go up, then pop it into, I believe it goes right here beside the orange, and then loop it around to this same spot here. You can skip the credit display and go to here, and then back over and finish off on player 3. So these are all the single wires, so that seems to be the terminal point. These guys are doubles, these guys are doubles, these guys are doubles. So that's it. Wire from there to here, to here, to here, to here. Okay, the old back's getting a little cranky, so I'm gonna wrap this up pretty shortly. But I have installed my blackout windows, aka electrical tape, and it works great. And I have also installed my wiring for my 7th digit. It is that orange blue wire starting in pin 7. Did a very nice and tidy job. Comes down here, used a bunch of zip ties. In it goes there and around into here. And I think that's where the color changes to orange green, but whatever, close enough. Well, it goes down to here and then back out into here. So in theory, we should be in business. So let's pop in the back glass, turn this bad boy on. Okay, for starters, you can see my blackouts. Let's see if I turn that off, if that helps. I tried to align it so that it's a 1/4 inch of foam on either side of the display. So, looks good, looks good. Now, let's see if we have 7 digits. Should work, but you never know. Might have to go into display test. Whoa, look at that. That is a beautiful thing. Hope it shows in the camera as nice as it shows in real life. This is a thing of beauty. These displays are just pristine. They look gorgeous. You're never going to have the like imperfections of the plasma digits with the little measles and just worn out and burned in lines and segments and whatnot. So I think this is a good spot to end. I'm so very happy how this turned out. I probably will turn some of the unused controlled lamp sockets into general illumination just to light up the back box a little bit more, but that was a good dent, an 8-hour dent in Gamatron, and probably next episode I'll be mainly focusing on trying to get sound, so that'll be exciting.